Hello, great people. There's been a lot of public concern as regards the document emanating from the U.S. court about the drug dealings of President Bola Tinubu. The CIA responded to the court that they couldn't release the document about the drug dealings of President Bola Tinubu when he was residing in the United States because Bola Tinubu is currently an asset, an active one at that, to the U.S. government. And there have been a lot of concern about that. David Hundeyin, the investigative journalist, and other people, instituted a suit in the U.S. court that they need information about the drug dealings of Bola Tinubu, that the CIA and FBI and any relevant agencies should review the information that they have, the information of their investigation about the drug dealings of Bola Tinubu. You will recall that when Bola Tinubu was in the United States, he forfeited over 400,000 US dollars. And this has raised a lot of concern, and a lot of Nigerians have refused to back down from that case. In this video, I'll be telling you something. What could make the US to describe Bola Tinubu an asset? What is the interest of the US? What could the US be hiding, and what could make them to be hiding it? And what is the effect of this on Bola Tinubu? Does Bola Tinubu, or can he have a hand in the hiding of this document? I'll be telling you that and a whole lot more on this episode of Politics with Dr. Omosoladeji, your favorite political scientist. Now let's dive into some of these important issues. In what instance can the government of another country declare you an asset, which has been the major concern of Nigeria? Before I go into that, let me tell you the literal meaning, which will help us to understand the meaning in terms of the US declaration. That then we'll be going to the realm of international relations and diplomacy. But then, what is the literal meaning of an asset? Asset has an opposite, which is liability. Now, what is an asset? An asset is something of value. An asset is something that can bring you a lot of benefit, that can bring you something that will profit you. An asset is something that can generate something of substantial or significant value to you. An asset is something that you can depend on to survive. That is what an asset means. It means that an asset is something that is productive. It generates something good for you. So if you have something and you call it an asset, that means that that thing is generating or have the potential to generate something for you that can maintain or sustain you either for the short run or on the long run. Now, what is liability? Liability is something that takes from you. Liability is something that you keep spending on. Liability is what Yoruba people will call bukata, that you always have to spend and respend and spend again on it. Now, what will make the government of the United States to declare the president of a developing country, which is Nigeria, an asset? Let us go to international relations a little bit. You see that Western countries like the United States and developing countries like Nigeria. Now, the developing countries are usually a liability to the developed countries in the sense of aid and loans. So they usually go there with their begging bowl, seeking for assistance and so many other things. So in that instance, they can be regarded as a liability. But on the other hand, the developing countries such as Nigeria, which is the capital of the black race, is also an asset in the sense that Nigeria has enormous natural resources, over 200 resources. Nigeria also has a large population, which is over 200 million. And wherever there is population, there is the market. And wherever there is market, there is money. So the population favors Nigeria. So population is an asset for Nigeria. And the natural resources that God has bestowed us with is also an asset. Now, because slave trade is no longer existing, colonialism has fade away, these Western countries are interested in these resources. Number one, the African market, particularly the Nigerian market, and of course, the resources that Nigeria has. So that makes Nigeria an asset to the United States because Nigeria has something that the US has. But then Nigeria will want to protect itself by striking good deals with the United States. And that's where Bola Tinubu comes in. When you have a president that is vulnerable, if the US have something that can tarnish, that can disrepute, that can bring down the government of Bola Tinubu, then, and you can't separate Bola Tinubu from Nigeria because he is the president, the sovereignty is the symbol of Nigeria's sovereignty at the moment. The implication of that is Nigeria becomes a full asset to the United States. Now, let me break this down a little bit further. Nigeria is naturally an asset and a liability. Nigeria is a liability because Nigeria government positioned itself to go on a begging bowl to the United States and so many other developed countries. But then again, Nigeria is an asset because it has enormous population. Nigeria is also an asset because it has essential natural resources that countries like the United States need. But then, if you have this asset and you now have a weak government, or you have a government that is vulnerable based on one dealings or the other that has happened in the past, that makes you not only an asset, but a full asset because the president at this point in time will have no choice than to dance to the dictates of the United States if they have anything against him. And because the president is the symbol of Nigeria's sovereignty and the buck stop at his table, so that means that Nigeria is not only an asset, Bola Tinubu himself will also be an asset to the United States. But what are the four ways, or under what four circumstances can a country like United States declare you an asset? That means that if the US want to declare me, DG, an asset now, or they want to declare you that you are watching me an asset, what can make a country like the United States declare ordinary me or ordinary you understand, one individual an asset? There are four instances. You are an asset to the United States if you are a public officer and you are knowingly or unknowingly, underline, knowingly or unknowingly providing information, services, or actions that are of crucial importance or benefit to the United States. In other words, so far you are a public officer and you are holding a strategic position, you may be an asset to the United States, knowingly or unknowingly. For instance, you can be a police officer, you can be a soldier, you can be a permanent secretary, you can be a civil servant, you can even be a politician. So far as you are providing information, services, or your action is that are of crucial importance to or benefit to the United States, then the US can regard you as an asset. In other words, you may have a friend that is of US origin, and you know that friend has built a relationship with you, and you are just relating with that friend, or you may have a girlfriend and you are just relating with her, but through you, that friend or girlfriend or boyfriend is getting crucial information that are of benefit to the United States, you know, or the service that you are rendering to that your friend, or your actions with that your friend, is of crucial importance or benefit to the United States. The United States will tag you as an asset. Now, the second instance why the US can tag you an asset is if you are a spy for the United States. You know, the first one, it can be knowingly or unknowingly, but this second one, you know, they will recruit you to be a spy for the US, which means that sometimes they don't use their citizens because of their safety. They can recruit you that you are a Nigerian to be spying for US. For instance, this Lakurawa sect or the Boko Haram group, the US can want to derive intelligence about their aims, objective, and operation. So they can recruit a Nigerian and use that Nigerian to be spying, to be getting crucial information about this sect. Another thing is that a US citizen can try to lure his way into the arms of a crucial government official, maybe the likes of Femi Gbajabiamila or any other important person in government, the likes of, for instance, Dele Alake, the Minister of Natural Resources. So those kind of crucial people, the US can arrange somebody in such a way that that person will go into a romantic relationship with them, not because that person loves them, but the romantic relationship is mainly so that that person can be spying, can have access to crucial and sensitive information about what Nigerian government wants to do, the aim and objective of Nigerian government, so that the US government can be in position to strategically align or quash the actions of Nigerian government. So if you are a spy, definitely you are of crucial asset. You are a crucial asset to the American government. But when you are a spy, most times you are recruited, you are given a specific aim and objective. You are given something, you are given a target that you have to achieve. Now, the third one is if you are installed as president by the US to fulfill their interest. Oh, you're opening your mouth, but you don't know it's impossible for US to install a president. Go and read the case of Kwame Nkrumah of Ghana and go and read the case of Patrice Lumumba. You will see that Western nations, developed nations, they have instituted a coup whereby if the government of an African country is not doing their bidding, is not doing their interest, they will sponsor a coup to sack that government, and they will now install another person that will be doing their bidding. So by that, it means that you can be a president, but it may be the US that sponsored your election. It may be the US that influenced your emergence as president. So in order for you to be able to be doing their bidding, to be fulfilling their interest. So in other words, you are a president of a country, but your first priority, your first interest, what you must first be thinking of is the United States, because it is the United States that installed you as a president. So under such circumstance, whereby the United States orchestrates your installation, you are an asset to the United States. Now, let us try to link this thing a little bit. Joe Biden was the deputy of Barack Obama, right? Barack Obama supported Buhari's emergence. You remember his video during the Bring Back Our Girls campaign, and you remember that when election was closing 2015, Barack Obama made a video urging Nigerians to vote, whereby he was codedly telling Nigerians to vote for APC. Now, that is the hand of the US in Nigerian election. Buhari eventually emerged. Tinubu was instrumental to Buhari's emergence. Now, Joe Biden is the president of the United States, and Joe Biden was the deputy of Obama then. So, and now, Bola Tinubu is of the APC. So, naturally, Joe Biden's political leadership have an alignment with the caucus that Bola Tinubu belongs to, which is the APC. Now, the fourth one, why the US can declare you an asset is if you are in position to compromise economically to the benefit of the United States. In other words, if you are occupying a sensitive position and, they have something against you, or they've been able to strike a deal with you, it is not today that you will find the US government striking deals with ministers of a country in such a way that they will either not pass a bill or step down a bill or influence government policy so that it can favor the United States. An instance is the PIB, Petroleum Industry Bill, that is now called PIA. The bill spent over 10 years in the National Assembly before it will be passed, despite knowing that this bill will be of importance to the petroleum industry sector of Nigerians. The legislature are Nigerians. They know that this bill will be important to Nigeria, but they failed to pass the bill for so many years. Under such instances, you can see that you can see the hand of multinational oil corporations and, of course, their country of origin, whereby they will be influencing Nigerians so that that bill will not quickly be passed, so that they can kind of like try to be strategizing in such a way that when that bill is passed, they would have strategize themselves in such a way that they won't be at so much loss. You see that when that bill was passed, some of them, after a while, they said, oh, they are going. Before they said they are no longer operating offshore, it will be onshore. Some say, oh, they'll not be operating offshore, they won't operate offshore and all that. The delay in the passing of that bill is to give them time to be able to kind of like shape themselves into the policy in such a way that if it eventually sails through, they would have been in good standing to cope and survive. So in that instance, if you are the one that is being used to kind of like take decisions or to slow down the policy or lawmaking of government to the economical benefit of the United States, then you are an asset. So these 4 instances. So if you look at it very well, it is one of these 4 instances that would have made the government of the United States to declare President Bola Tinubu an asset. But then I'll be making a video whereby I'll be talking about if why would the US really want to hold back an information, and why are they not considering the interest of Nigerians, and what are the economic ways whereby the US can decide to use this thing to extort Nigeria. And I'll be linking it with the Trump presidency and a whole lot more. It's been an interesting time with you on this episode of Politics with Dr. Omosholadeji. Do want to subscribe, do want to watch out for my next episode. Catch up with me on this channel. Till I see you again. I love you all sincerely.